But we have to really have those conversations. I know I talk to my daughter all the time because depending on where your child is developmentally, age-wise, and mentally,
right.
you know, those things that bullying can really have a different effect.
It can.
My daughter, because I tell her, I give her daily affirmations. You are beautiful. You are important. You are intelligent.
Oh,
you
that
are
sounds like
every morning. And I say, before you get out this car, what are you?
Oh, that sounds like
and she read it back.
Wow.
So when people now, but this is the part that's a little like, whoa, Michaela. That's my daughter's name. So
hi, Michaela.
Yeah, she's probably stalking me right now.
Hey, girl.
But I said, Michaela. Somebody said, "Hey, Michaela, you're beautiful." She said, "Oh, I know." I'm like,
right. Then you gotta help her.
Yes, you do.
Like,
but can you say thank you, man?
Right.
Like, thank you.
Like,
but
what?
I wanted her to have such a healthy self-esteem because I didn't.
Wow.
So I worked on that. I wanted her to feel like nobody else's opinion mattered about her. You know, and at 8, 9, your peers matter.
They do.
So we tend to forget
as
parents, like, no, we have to teach them how to be in environments.
Yeah.
We're not there to protect
And what's
them.
interesting is I think kids are a little more ruthless than adults.
Yo.
Because when you at your job, you're not really going around saying whatever you want.
Because you got the professionalism.
Yeah, you're not trying to get fired, but in school, you walking by little so-and-so's desk, you may smack them in the head.
Right. Push them,
and then you get the little clicks.
Yes.
You get the clicks
Talk about
going.
their outfits.
I've had students say to other
Sorry.
students, like, your mother, why does she come to the school looking like that? And I'm like,
that's probably
I agree.
But
That's hurtful. That's hurtful.
Yeah, that's it.
And I want the parents
filter.
to kind of think about what your presentation looks like. Because your kid has to deal with that for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Kids
That's
are hanging
real.
themselves, killing themselves at 8.
Yeah.
What could be so bad at 8?
Yeah.
But then you
A
realize
lot.
it is a lot.
And we expect them to process stuff that we can't really
Process. Exactly.
And I think that's the piece too. Like, if somebody said to you, "Ugh," like, why you say, I could be like, but I'm cute.
But still,
but somewhere you be
But
like,
I'm still like, no, really?
maybe
maybe I should.
my edges
wasn't the edges.
My edges wasn't lace.
which is clear. That's why we put
Seriously.
the beauty industry would not be as bountiful as it is if we did not put some sort of So
Correct.
Wow,
You see it.
that's the big one.
That's an industry.
Another part that was kind of on my spirit was, and I think we kind of talked about that. Like, where do people start? And one thing you're saying is being transparent with the family members. But as far as like support, if someone is struggling with mental illness, what are some of the things outside of the home that they should be looking to get?
So there are a lot of different agencies that you can receive services from.
Okay.
I like to always start with my PCP.
Your
primary care physician. Simply because they can direct you
wonderful.
to someone
Great
that can,
recommendation.
provide. Because most people don't probably know where to go to get the service.
Exactly.
And it's such a negative stigma behind mental health, receiving mental health services.
Okay.
People are like, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to go. I don't want people to think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Can we talk about that
is
stigma?
okay.
Why do you think that is? Before we even go further, like, why do you think it is? Is it that we don't want people to think that we're crazy?
I think because we've learned to not talk about things, and I had to learn to talk about things. But because we've learned to not talk about things, or I love Jesus and trap music, but we take it to God. God created God. He wants you to come to Him. Yes, He does. But He also wants you to do something tangible.
Exactly.
Like go to therapy.
Exactly.
So
He created those.
He created therapists for those purposes.
Yeah.
But we've learned to just kind of like, I wish I had a good example. Oh, you're just moody. As opposed to maybe I do have something going on that I don't know how to express.
I don't know how to express.
Seriously. I'm keeping it bottled up and I'm like, tick,
seriously.
Boom. But it's like, no, you're just moody.
Right.
You just have an attitude. Cycles. Menstrual cycles. Pregnancy. Anything.
Yeah.
We don't want to really do the work because guess what? Then you have to pull back layers.
Right.
And if we're honest with ourselves, even in my own parenting, I realized, can you guys imagine how hard it has to be for parents who have their own mental health illness?
Yeah.
That they haven't addressed. And they're trying to parent. That's what I work with.
Yeah.
Think about that. So now as you begin to unpeel and pull back the layers for your child, you're now doing it for yourself.
Doing it for yourself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're triggering yourself.
Yourself.
Sometimes people don't want to have the conversations because it's a trigger. They've learned to block and mask. Because that's what they had to do to protect themselves as children.
Yeah.
So no, I don't want to talk about sex abuse. No, I don't think what my mom did was wrong. We like to talk about, and y'all gotta shut me up.
No, go ahead.
We like to talk about absentee fathers, but we don't like to talk about the mothers that were in home and they did damage to their daughters and their sons emotional health.
Because
you know what I mean? They've said things to them that left a scar so deep.
Yeah.
And to this day, that child is like, I still feel that way about myself.
Right.
And that's the words hurt.
Yeah. Oh, you'll never be nothing. You can't never do anything right. When I hear women just degrading their children, I'm talking about two.
Yeah. I could believe it. But what does the Bible say? Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm just like,
it does.
You don't even know what you're doing.
It does.
But I can probably bet that somebody did it to you and you don't think anything's wrong with it.
Exactly.
You're fine. At least you think you are.
Yeah.
You know?
So
because it is. It's like, I made it. I'm all right.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
No,
that's what I was telling her. Like, we've gotten so good at just being okay or just being all right. Like, okay, all right, I'm fine. I don't want to be fine. Like, I want to thrive. I want to be well. I want to be joyful. I want to be happy. Like, I want all of that.
Yes. And it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
Can we, it's like, sometimes I had a really crazy habit of just being like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Now, if you ask me if today I don't feel okay, no, I don't feel good.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I'm feeling XYZ. I allow myself to have the moment. And I
think one thing I noticed, I saw it online, Upworthy, I think was the name of the page on Facebook, but I know it reminded me that my daughter's teacher does it, and she's in first grade. So to your point, what the teacher was doing with the kids, and they were younger, elementary school age, was teaching them, doing a check-in with them. And so she had like 5 or 6 lines, and one said, I'm all right, I'm not all right, I'm not feeling well today,
I like that.
So my daughter's teacher, she does a temperature check.
Yes.
When they come back in every day.
Okay.
And she goes, it's a number 1 through 5.
Yes.
If you're 5, you're great. If you're 1, you're not.
Okay.
And so we were doing this project, and this was shortly after my mom had passed, her grandmother. And so she said, I said something about, oh, well, make sure you let the class know that your Nana passed. And she was like, oh, they already know, because one day I was a 1. And I was like, a 1? What's that mean? And she explained
she wasn't
feeling well. But I think, to your point, starting kids early,
to
let them know, to be transparent,
Yes.
in a safe space.
Yes.
For you.
Yes.
That it's okay to not be okay. And it's funny because in Zakira's high school, which kind of took the unconventional model, they had the same thing. It was called, her school that she used to go to was called the U School, and it was in the Philadelphia school district. But they were able to kind of, have the school in the way that they thought children would best learn and best be, and they had it on their desk where you can identify how you were feeling that way. Good. And I mean, you're in high school. Yeah. Like, when was we checking in?
We
weren't.
To see how people were doing. We weren't.
And the counselor, she was or was not available. Nobody was really going to her unless you wanted to see what school you was going to, check your grades or something like that, or you was getting in trouble. I mean, at least for me, you weren't. So you go to the nurse.
But I like how far we've come.
Yeah.
Because I think we're starting to really see the necessity behind these things. I think
so.
All the other aspects of education is important, but can we talk about this mental health, please?
Yeah.
Because that impacts all the other areas.
It does. And I think what's happening too is a lot of us are on the journey to wellness. And once you start that journey and you begin to experience the elevation, the joy, the peace, the love, and you see what mental wellness does for your house.
Yes. It's infectious.
Because you can see what mental illness does for your house. So I see what it does when I set myself aside to go and meditate.
Yes.
My kids laugh and joke at me.
I love it.
But I don't play. I will center myself, leave me alone, because it is for the good of everyone in this house, from him to the cat. Like, everybody, I'm trying to keep a good tempo here, folks, because I know
I'm trying to save y'all.
Because none of y'all is doing this.
Yeah.
No.
And y'all probably cuckoo, so I'm trying to keep y'all sane. Right.
Go.
So I can bring you something. I got something for you.
So I can share a little piece with
you.
I got something for you. Don't worry about it, babe. I know the day at work was hard. I got something for you.
Right. Yes.
I gotta center myself. Right. I gotta absorb some of this.
Yes. Get yourself on track.
So start with your PCP. They should definitely start with their PCP, primary care physician.
But PCP, and I know there are a lot of if you can't start anywhere, start with your PCP.
Okay.
I would say that Google.
Right.
Guys, Google. Sometimes we're like, I don't know what this. Where can I find a therapist in Philadelphia?
Right.
Right there. Google. You can even talk into it now. My daughter showed me. Right from the
I'm like,
right. Yeah. Now I don't got to type. But yes. Right. So we have to use technology to our advantage. And there in a lot of organizations, they're making it so easy for us.
Yeah.
So we don't have a reason not to have those resources right here. They're on our hips.
They're on our hips.
On our tablets, wherever you put that.
I haven't seen some places where you can actually take an online quiz
Correct.
to kind of tell you where you are, and it's like, oh, okay, and then it'll then put you into additional resources.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of
I don't know if they have, I guess, rec centers. They change the names so often. But your neighborhood rec center, oftentimes they have some type of social services coordinator in there or a case manager in there.
Oh, wow.
Department of Public Wealth. And I much rather see people go try to receive those services and determine and let that professional determine
let them determine it.
Like, oh, they're okay.
I noticed now too, I don't know if they always did this, but even at the kids' doctor's visits, like I had to step out of the room and they asked specific questions, and one question he ain't answered quite right, and she pulled me to the side, and then the lady calling me, I'm like, what? But I appreciated the follow up and how they work through that.
Yes.
You know, and I had to explain that to my son. He's like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm not crazy." And no one is saying that you're crazy, son. But we got to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
And even at the school level, I know a lot of parents. I mean, we go into the schools, talk to that administrative assistant at the front desk. I don't know how many schools have school counselors or what have you. Some have social workers.
What a ratio.
But talk to somebody at the school even. But I feel like a lot of it is too, and I'm probably going backwards. A lot of people fear having the conversations because they don't want any DHS involvement.
Yeah.
So the minute they feel like they say something that's too far to that.
Seriously.
It's like,
and then you got people calling
you. The white van outside.
I mean, at the doctor's visit, she was like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" I'm like, "What happened? What happened? Like, what you this what he said. And I had to come back to him like, son, you almost gotta, be calm with it because you don't want, your kid to not be afraid to be transparent because that's all he was doing was being transparent and he should be transparent. So like, let's not keep it in the closet.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I was like, what you
that's why I said, try to get it out so it's no surprises.
No.
I used to take him to the doctor and be like, make sure you tell him you wear your seatbelt. And now it's like, they question it different. Yeah, tell him you eat your vegetables and you drink water.
You gotta remind them.
You brush your teeth twice a day. It's a different conversation. Now you don't know what they're going to ask.
Because now my daughter says something. I'm like, girl, don't say
that out loud.
That's not me. That's her. She like, since you the parent.
Right. No, we gonna hold her accountable for it. We gonna hold her accountable for it. So how do you stay well? Let's talk about your mental wellness or even your mental illness if you have it or have someone that you know that has dealt with it. Like, what's up with you?
So because I'm very transparent, I've struggled with I've had my own traumatic experiences. I don't really like the word survivor. So I struggle with that word of sexual assault.
Wow.
So and molestation. So that was something that started when I want to say 7.
Wow.
And I never received the help.
Okay.
So I took a psychology class in high school, and my mother is a heroin addict. And part of the reason I took that class is because I wanted to understand why she couldn't get off drugs. Right. So I took that class, and that's what prompted me to go to college. I'm Westchester Rand. I went to college to receive my BA in psychology.
Wow.
But I realized I struggled with my interpersonal relationships. I couldn't have a relationship with a guy to save my life.
Wow.
Let alone females too. It kind of got tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
But definitely with men.
Okay.
So I struggled with just feeling like I needed that external validation from them. I was a people pleaser. I needed you to tell me how awesome I was. And then one day it just was like, honestly, it was like, I can't keep going in circles because I kept getting the same result because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I said, God, I need you to help me. So once I started therapy myself.
So were you in school, done school at this time?
So no, let me clarify that. This was probably about a year ago.
I can't. What she said, girl, I'm just getting healed.
I'm like, hello.
I'm on the journey now.
This is currently.
I'm now using my degree
right
on
now.
Me. Right.
Every great therapist has a therapist.
I love it. I love it.
But so I'm writing. The story
is
as written.
Right.
But I decided I kept getting in really bad relationships, abusive relationships, where it was mentally, never really physical, but it was mentally and emotionally abusive.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand why I keep attracting this. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Maybe I'm going to try this therapy thing. Let me go backwards. I tried therapy. I was probably, 19 because I'm 25.